Most likely.
Yeah, come on, Super Truck Podcast. Yep. All right. What's up, Super Truckers? Running a little behind here, having some technical difficulties. But we are up and running and live. So thanks for joining. If you will, please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe so that we can keep bringing these videos for you and these updates. And let's see if we can go ahead and pull that. Let me know when you've got the update it's showing. But we're coming to you live here from the AKA Super Trucker Podcast Bunker. As always, this is Ralph, and I'm Michael. And Christian may join us in just a little bit. He is getting caught up on some things also. We got a new driver starting today, and that always takes priority and comes first. So, we're excited about that. And also, we're going to talk about the same thing we've been talking about for a while, the condition of the market, what's it doing right now, what can you expect, where should you be, where should you not be, and how can you still make money in this environment. And still I'm not seeing the thing. Do you see it?
I'm on, yeah.
Oh, you see it? Okay, well, for whatever reason, mine's not popping.
If I see comments, I'll let you know.
Yeah, if I miss any comments, sometimes my phone's a little behind. So, today I don't think the rates will be in the comments, unfortunately, but we actually have them here with them, so we will be going over the rates verbally and talking about a few of those loads, what was successful about them. What was successful about that driver's week and how he was able to do what he did, he or she, and kind of go from there. And if you have any questions, please make sure you leave them down in the bottom so that we can see them and
respond
answer.
to them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try one more time. See, I'd like to try to see it, but
surprise.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up, man.
Sure
it's just the days.
It's one of those days, huh?
Yeah, everything's been okay. There we go. All right, finally. All right. So, obviously, I'm sure you're getting this from all over on the YouTube. It's nothing new. A lot of guys are talking about it. Watched Jeff at Big Rig Radio Network this morning. He was talking about a few things. I liked what he had to say. He had the same mentality we do. Now's not the time to stop running. Now is not the time to say that you're working for free and park your truck. And he gave some examples of that from what his company guys were doing and what they were able to do, and how they were able to find success. So that's always good to see fellow YouTubers out there kind of staying positive and not doing the doom and gloom and
saying that we shouldn't work, you know.
Mother Snokies. Hey, go hit record on that, because that if you can still hear us, we're coming back right now. It's in the back, little button, record it. You'll feel it down.
Okay.
Push it in.
There's an on button.
No, record. It's. Oh my God.
Sorry, I don't know which one.
Here.
It's one of those days.
Okay, so again, we're back, and it's one of those days today. Sorry about that. But again, so just touching base with the environment, the negative environment that gets created in trucking right now.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Again, all we can do, guys, is stay focused, stay positive, but we don't need to preach that every single time. But we are coming to you out of Lakeland, Florida, which is right in Central Florida between Tampa and Orlando. So if you're ever in the area, make sure you swing by and say hi.
Yeah.
Love to meet you. And again, just make sure you subscribe, because we're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, because once you do that, you can go live from the phone and portable cameras and so forth. Right now we have to use a stationary camera right now.
Yeah.
But in a laptop. But we would like to be able to do some videos outside, go live when we're doing some of our onboarding, through that process, let you meet some of the drivers, maybe meet some more of the dispatch team and stuff like that, where we can actually go mobile.
Yeah, so show around what we do and how how every
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
So again, we'll talk about some of the rates, some of the success stories, and so forth. How would you feel, in your opinion? Ralph does dispatching here. How would you feel in your opinion right now that the market from last week to this week? What kind of changes have you seen? Has it stayed the same?
I'll be honest with you. I don't really think that we've seen a lot of difference. You know, I think it's been very same. And I think it also fluctuates on the area you're in. I've seen rates. Some areas I've seen be able to get better rates. Some areas have been worse. You know, it's how always market was all the time. You know, you never know. One day you can be in the area, it can be great. One day it can be a little worse. You know.
No, absolutely.
And that's the same way right now. It's just
So we know the month of April started off pretty decent. I mean, it was a very good, strong start to the month of April. It obviously ended in a a catastrophic boom. Yeah. But I looked at this week for the guys that are finishing up, and they're not all done. They still have loads to pick up for. Well, they don't guess it would be done as far as now, but the load they picked up today or may not be in the system. But I mean, we had guys finishing out the month of April. Anywhere between the 14 low as 14,000 for a guy that ran. I don't think those guys ran all week, every week for sure. But we had guys in the 19 to 21,000, 22,000, 28,000. So again, are those numbers amazing? No, but again, they're proof that for the guys that did not let this.
It's not working for free. That's what I think.
Yeah. So there's a lot that gets said. Hey, you're working for free. You're driving for nothing. And again, we don't believe that's the case. We do believe that you're not getting paid what you deserve, and we're here to stand with you in that stance and say absolutely.
Yeah.
But life's not fair, and we can sit around and we can cry about it all day long, or we can get out there and do something about it. So when you still have bills that are due, the answer is not to listen to these guys on YouTube that are saying, hey, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. So, Young Peasy. Oh, yeah, what's up, man? Thanks for the game. Absolutely, man. So, again, I like Jeff, and I like some of the things he promotes. He was really encouraging everybody to stay rolling, and he was sharing his stories about the success stories his gentleman on his team had. And, we don't get a chance because we are so busy to check out everybody's channels. So, forgive us for that. But, again, we appreciate what they're doing over there, that organization. And I can't tell you how many people with many, many more subscribers than we have are doom and gloom and buying into this, let's boycott everything and
let's not work and and who is that gonna really help? Be honest with you, who is that guy that's telling you that to boycott is the big thing to do, is the most important thing to do? He's not gonna be
for sure. And again, like I want to address this comment right here. Lease operator drove 2,500 miles last week and my check was 163. Yeah. And there's a point in everybody's life where you have to weigh the pros and the cons. Yeah. What I'm saying and what Ralph's saying, what Mike, what Christian says, any of us say from here is that it's got to be what's right for you. Mm-hmm. There's Big Red.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Jeff? Thanks for all you do, buddy. You have to have a balance. You have to say, look, if you ran 2,500 miles truly and your check's 163, no, man. I get what you're saying. That's not going to do anything. That's like getting kicked in the nuts.
That is riding for free. Let's be
so you have to understand and dissect as a business person what caused that. I don't know that without seeing your information and going through it with you. I couldn't tell you what caused that. If I had a guy, what is up?
I don't know, man.
Sorry, guys, something's up with this. Well, hit it again because it's not. That's what it must be. Okay. All right. We fixed that. Sorry about that. I don't think it'll happen again. This thing's been kind of wonky today. But yeah, KMD. That's the thing, man. You got to dissect that. I can't answer. I can't really fairly respond to that because I don't know your specific situation. Obviously, if I had a guy on my team with that, I would be shocked to see something like that. I've never seen anything like that. I want to. Last week we talked about some of the keys to being successful, and the only way, in this market that you can be successful is to continue working. If you stop working, you're not going to be successful. But I'm not going to drive 2,500 miles for $163. Also, but something's up there. I mean, there's more to the story.
Yeah.
There's got to be more to the story, brother, than just that. I don't know what it is. I don't know, what would.
It would be interesting to see
what all their deductions are with your truck and all that kind of stuff. That's something that may be part of your program. So, your program may be broken, not so much your work ethic obviously seems to be there if you pumped out 2,500 miles.
Yeah, which is
So what are some of our guys doing? Child support killed him. Yeah, that kills a lot of us, brother. So yeah, yes, I do know. Yes, I do know.
Like you know more.
I feel the pain on that one. So some of the things our guys are doing. One, they're staying busy. And again, when I say our guys, I'm saying, we do have the guys who are the same way, man. They're getting frustrated. They're like, hey, I'm going to go park my truck. I'm not going to work. Screw this. If it's not $2 a mile, I'm not running. I don't force dispatch. So in that case, there's nothing I can do about it. I simply say, okay, as long as my trailer's here and somebody that wants to run with it can run with it, they can hook up with it and it's here and available, you can go do what you got to do. Yeah. So Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up?
We have a special guest here. The only problem is you guys may have to scoot a little bit because
what'd you spill, man?
Water. Yeah. So
you gotta scoot over.
That's good. That much.
This is sweet right here.
All right.
The three amigos. So Christian is joining. KMD comes back in. It's $1.15 out of the Northeast. Yeah. Not disagreeing with you on the rates, brother. That's $1.15, $1.30, $1.50, $1.60. That's what the rates are. Yeah. So that part's normal, but you should still be able to clear a whole lot more than $163 on 2,500 miles. I'll give you, for instance, we had guys that ran 2,500 miles last week. They were clearing somewhere between 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. You know, I don't see Scotty Boy in here right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's in right now or not, but
$2 a mile or bust. Rock on, baby. Rock on.
Hey, where's it at? Where's it at?
It's gonna be one big bust out there. But you know, even Scotty Boy did pretty well. But you know, he also has a maintenance fund where a lot of guys don't.
Maintenance fund. He also takes out cash advance, which
so he would have pulled off a nice little $2,000 check also. Yeah. So you know what I mean. Most of these guys are somewhere between that 16, 17, 18 mark, somewhere in the 20, 21, 22, 3. I think those are kind of the exceptions. I dissect all those because I get a lot of questions afterwards. People are like, "Oh yeah, well, who's making that kind of money?" I taken a look at it, and they did. I have the settlements they did. It is what it is. They worked for it, so
it's possible. That's the thing. Like even in this time, it's possible.
I've got one in my hand right now. The guy worked his ass off for it. It's $2,500.
Almost $2,600.
Almost $2,600. And how did he achieve that? Okay, this is a settlement that was for last week's work when it was $1 a mile or less, 80 cents a mile according to Coach and everybody else on YouTube, 80 cents a mile. And here's an owner-operator, clearly $25.71. How is that possible? Well, I'll tell you how that's possible. So he ran a lot of miles, okay, a lot. Legally, absolutely, 100% legally. And he didn't complain and moan, and he probably felt discouraged at some point. But man, does this guy take we gave him a shout out last week, and I'm going to give him a shout out this week. Does he take advantage of the fuel savings? Holy crap. Scott. Sorry, Scott.
I was going to say that, man. His wife.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Scott, you run these miles, and this is you can get it. We'll send you a copy of the settlement.
He's not married, man. He don't know how it works.
I don't know if that's how it works.
He's young buck, man.
Oh, I didn't see the one before that. Oh, okay, now I see it. I thought he was saying about the miles or whatever. Okay. Jeez, So, this guy really takes part of the fuel program. And our fuel program is not something that's extraordinary or anything like that. It's nothing unusual. A lot of guys, well, we had somebody just recently start. They didn't participate in it at all. Everywhere they filled up, it was absolutely no savings at all. But this gentleman, I don't really care where he likes to do the 3 S's at.
Yeah.
You do know what those are, right?
No.
The 3 S's? No? Can you tell him?
No.
You shower and shave?
Oh, okay.
So some guys are like, hey, I only go to this truck stop because this is where I want to wash my balls. So that's fine. But this guy doesn't care where he washes them at. He fuels up somewhere different. It doesn't matter.
It's where the most amount of money he can save.
$600 in 1 week in savings on the fuel, with the fuel being as low as it is right now.
No, let me bring up the fuel part real quick.
Want to give kudos to that. That's how you save yourself some money, because that's an additional $600 that could be off this settlement. So he could be looking at $1,900. I don't force them to use those savings, but he chose to. So you got something you want to say? I can see it in your eye.
No, I'm bringing up the fuel app that we use to see what you could save over at the petrol down the road. I think yesterday it was $1.10 off on
already $2.50 probably.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a crazy $1.48 or $1.30
cheaper
something.
Than gasoline.
Yeah, absolutely.
So cheaper. You'll be able to fuel your truck up, per gallon cheaper than you're going to fuel up your car sometimes. You don't have to participate in that. Maybe your company doesn't have a program like that, but you can do some research and find some on your own that you can participate in.
Yeah, there's some companies that offer that.
So that really does help. That saved that gentleman $600 additionally. From his already.
Yeah, here it is. Look at the TA in Tampa. Retail price $2.49. The discount $1.11. So what you pay with the discount is $1.38.
So $1.38 a gallon for diesel in Tampa.
Cheaper than gas.
We're not known to always be the cheapest in the Central Florida area because that's where we're located here.
Yeah.
So again, guys, make sure that you Tolls are rough at $1.15 a mile. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. That's something that needs to be weighed on every load. Mm-hmm. I would say this: if I can get $1.15 a mile, and I'm just using that as the benchmark you were talking about there, sir, is that if I'm going to run for $1.15 a mile, perhaps maybe I can run elsewhere for $1.15 a mile. I don't know if you're like stuck with company freight or not, how that's working. We work the spot market, so we kind of have the choice. We can go where we want, how we want, in any direction that we want. So with that freedom, I may realize that and say, let's not work this Northeast if I'm going to have to pay all these tolls. Maybe I go over here. Now, if they're sending me to the Northeast for $1.50 or $2 a mile, okay, we just booked a load today, out of Edison, New Jersey, going to Vermont. It's 310 miles, $750. That's $2.42 a mile.
Which is, that's
okay.
good.
So, and that's in today's market right now. Nothing special, strictly dry van, no flatbed, no reefer. And we, so nice little load. I needed a short load. I didn't want to stretch the guy out because he's got some repairs he's working on, and his mechanic happens to be in that area. So it was
that worked out perfectly.
Sweet, you know what I mean? Ring the dinner bell, fat kid's coming. So.
But again, it comes with that. That's that Northeast, that Jersey, that area. 95 North is. He's going to hit that turnpike, so he's going to have some tolls on that. So,
It's all about a load per load basis. You have to wait it out. You have to always wait it out to see if it's worth it, if it makes sense.
We got another troll in here. Some Mike Kazan. I'm not sure who that is.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, this guy's always on here, man. Like, go find Truckers Coach and talk to him, buddy. So, yeah, that's a good point, is the tolls and so forth. So if I could go elsewhere, if I could run Flatlands for that, $1.15, save the money in that way, why not do it? Because at this point, the world is your playground. In the spot market, you normally would be like, okay, I'm going to position myself here for a Friday. I'm going to strategically go over here. Really, the key is being pre-booked. Be as far ahead of the game. I would have Monday freight either getting ready to be booked or already booked right now. If you're going into the spot market day of, it's really not working in your favor in most areas. Only area that I've seen it work out a little bit, I would say Florida, because Florida's on that pivot right now. It's about to turn. We're seeing the rates go up. The watermelons are moving. You see Vintage Van posting all over. We don't haul produce, but we will sure as hell take advantage of produce market. We will do anything we can to get a produce rate on a regular standard.
Yeah, because
water of Nestle going out of here.
Yeah, because if it's not the produce, there's the freight around it. When all the capacity moves that way, it frees up gives us some leverage on that on our end.
Scott is busting my balls.
Somehow, someone show Ralph
and
Atlas. There are more states than New York, New Jersey, and PA. Yeah, I mean, and there are, and that's kind of the deal. So, like, there's also a state called Washington, Scott. Maybe you haven't been there. I hear it's beautiful this time of the year. So, if you want to roll, brother, we can certainly help you out.
Just say the word.
Yeah. Salt Lake City's really great this time of the year, from what I hear too. So. Again, so for all the guys out there besides Scott, who really loves New York, New Jersey, and PA, that's where he takes his cash advance too. Just saying. Love you, brother. So you got to get strategic about it. So be ahead of the game. Don't wait till day of, because of that, they know they've got you. On day of, they're like,
you have no option.
We already know there's 4 loads and there's 50 trucks, you know what I mean? So now you got all these dogs fighting over a piece of meat, and it's who's going to take it the cheapest, and it's probably going to be somebody other than you, because you're a businessman trying to make money. Know what you can roll for. Understand your cost. Don't exaggerate your cost. I see Big Rig calling a little bit on there, saying a couple short hops here and there, and you're not really running for $1.15 a mile. We've proven this over and over, even with our own team. I walk out, I say, dispatch, what's going on with the market? What's the rates look like? Oh, it's $1 a mile. Everything's $1 a mile. So last week we pulled the rates, and now they are actually getting posted in the live chat. So if you guys are watching this after this, the rates are in the live chat. It usually takes it a day to come up, but I looked at the rates and I was like, okay, let's count how many loads again this week. You see it right here. How many loads do you see on this sheet that's $1 a mile?
I don't think I see one. Do I? To be honest with you.
How about this one? Let's go to a different one.
The lowest.
All right, we got one right here. So we came out of Utah. We had a load for the driver. Went to pick it up, and it fell through. It was an issue. There's one for 96 cents a mile out of Utah. Okay. But outside of that,
I see a 99.
There's a 99. Where did that come out of? Oh, that came out of Colorado. Okay, so you see, your normal areas that already were known to be difficult areas are still going to be somewhat difficult in this market also. Outside of that,
Nothing then.
That's it. So when I ask somebody, hey, what's the here's another one out of Colorado to Ohio, 94 cents. So, and again, these were a few situations. There's probably, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there's three. Well, they're getting posted, so you'll see them too. But there's 3 sheets here of loads for the week. I think there's 80-something loads, and 3 or 4 of them truly $1 a mile. But because there were some of them $1 a mile, because a lot of the rates that we were quoted were $1 a mile, it's in our brain that it's $1 a mile. Same thing for the gentleman.
Yeah.
It could be I'm $1.15 everywhere I go. Even when we take it and break it down, I think you had a situation like that where someone thought they were running $1 a mile. You kind of researched it, and they were probably running like $1.47 a mile.
Yeah, and it was just maybe one load that was $1.05 or $1.10 a mile, and the entire week that was a 500-mile load.
Because that's the key. You're looking for the average.
Yeah,
right. And that's.
But I understand. When you run one load, that it gets in your head, but you have to not let that bother you as much, and if it's just one load to get you somewhere that it makes sense to be tomorrow, then that's what you do, and it's at the end of the day, what matters is that paycheck that you get in the end of the
and see, here's talking about our contractor's average is $1.60 to $1.70 a mile van freight after company cut, and if you're running for that, that's awesome.
Now is great.
Keep up the good work. With our guys, like I say, we have several guys that we're taking care of, and we're trying to put them out there to that, 18 to 20 something thousand a month average. And if they don't go home, if they don't say, hey man, I can't do this, I'm not going to work for free,
or don't put limitations,
right? Because that's what happens when you start talking averages. You really don't account for the details of the guys who like to be home every weekend. We respect that, and if that person's willing to do that, then he's dealing with the Southeast rates and leaving Florida. He's in and out of Florida a lot. And so there's a lot of dynamics that alter the averages.
Even when you bring in a new guy and he does one load. If he did a load out of Florida and it was $1, that average goes against our company as a whole average. And when you have as many drivers as we do, then that average gets, difficult. If I took my top 10 guys and said, hey, this is what my top 10 guys did for the month, well, then it would be a whole different ballgame. Right. I would have the same kind of numbers that Jeff is posting right now. Mm-hmm. But because I have guys who are like, I got guys that are in Chicago and they only do one load out, one load back. I got a guy who'll do one load out and he deadheads home. There's a lot of other things that go into it that skew the numbers, but we are transparent and we share all the numbers. So.
Again, we're going to keep that versatility because what works for an individual works for him, right? We're not here to try to make that guy that is home every you just can't. You got to respect the parameters that he's willing to run in, and we do the best we can.
Sonny made a good point. You got to get off the $1 a mile crap. RPM doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's about what did you make money? Was there a check for you at the end of the week? And the gentleman's case earlier, Trucker's Coach is running for $3 a mile. Damn. Well, what? Hey, Jason is doing a hell of a job, and we just say, Mr. What is it, Pope, whatever, you're doing great, man. Should we call him right now? Because I do have his phone number. I could call him just to verify that. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. If you're going to get hung up on the rate per mile, the goal is to have a plan and be strategic about it.
Yeah.
And take advantage of everything that you can. If your company has a fuel card that has savings, was you able to figure that out? Or you got the information?
You shared
that one? Okay.
Yeah, we shared it, yeah.
Okay, so like that. If you can find a place that can save $1.11 per gallon versus a place that, has a little bit better food or better this or better that, you could always go somewhere afterwards. You know what I mean? Fuel up there. Fuel up and do that savings and fill that sucker up, man. Don't be that guy that stops and gets, I see that constantly. Like, okay, let me go a little bit further. What, man? Just take advantage of that savings, and that's exactly what the gentleman that was sharing the settlement with. That's exactly what he did. He filled it up every single time at every place that he could get the best savings, and his savings is like $175 a fill up, $110, $140, and then I'll see a guy with $5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is it possible that the same guys are in the same area with the same fuel card for the same company, sometimes under the same dispatch, and they're going to have significantly, money's money, baby. You got to make it how you can and when you can. So that's being strategic. Take advantage of every program that can help you. If there's a government grant that you can get your hands on, good luck. But go for it. Help yourself.
But if your hand ain't out,
if you're not,
you ain't getting it.
I heard if you're not Lakers, you don't get grants. So
if you're not Lakers,
nah, they gave it back.
Yeah, well, the better.
Wish I got savings like that. Yes, and okay, so the 5 cents a mile. I have guys on our team who only do 5 cents a mile, or 5 cents a gallon, because they choose to.
And listen, there's guys that won't take anything because they'll accept a fuel card at every major location, and then you go to perhaps like a Pilot, and they won't offer a savings because pilots, they like to, they like the big boys, and they're going to ask perhaps, hey, you have to guarantee 300,000 gallons a week here or something like that. And so most company drivers, you'll see that they're forced to fuel somewhere. So even if they call their dispatcher and they're like, hey, I have to deadhead 15 miles to get to the closest Love's or Pilot or whatever it is, and that's okay, go ahead and do it, is because they're contracted and they're going to see the savings with that company. So, but some guys just like it. They like that Pilot and they like the amenities to it, and they'll value that over the savings. But when you're in a situation like now where you can save $1 a gallon, I mean, I'd take a shower at the petrol.
They're sharing in the comments some other ones that are good discounts. Yeah, anything you can get your hands on yourself, even if you have to participate in something outside the company program, if you can. I mean, or if you can encourage, maybe you can connect your dispatcher or with your company. You can connect them with somebody and say, "Hey, give them a call. This is a program, whatever it is." Again, our program is not saying it's a huge program. It is the program that's right for everybody. It's just the one that we use, and the savings are there. But I can't tell you, I've had phone calls like, "I hate your fuel card, man. You guys can't save money anywhere."
Oh, I remember those phone calls.
I don't know, $600 a week in fuel savings, and this. Right now, like, dang,
with already being the fuel so cheap.
I'd be happy to save it on, $3 a gallon, $2.49 or whatever you said, $2.41, bringing it down to $1.30 something. That's great. I was curious if possibly I could get that part of that fuel program myself. So again, the big question: can you make money in today's market? And again, I'm not picking. I mean, we always joke about Coach and all that crap, but that's just because he's picked on us a little bit. So, here's the deal. Everybody's got to say what's right for them. And whatever he's saying is probably right for them, right for him. But it doesn't make it right for everybody. And everything that we say doesn't make it right for everybody. So, yeah, I mean, if I had a truck and I was running 2,500 miles for $163, I may go park my truck and do something different. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I may. But I look at our numbers and I look at what they're doing, and they're also, some of them, hurting by the market and saying, this is killer. And, Ralph gets mad at me when I say these numbers because then all his drivers call. And I'm like, they're Ingrid drivers. They're all Ingrid drivers.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, there's guys on here that are well within what I would consider good bring-home checks prior to some of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I've got guys on here that are running for this $1 a mile that we're bringing home more than guys in January, February, March, or even the beginning of April.
Look, even right now, this through darkness, I guess, right, or through friction, there's growth, because right now we're onboarding individuals buying their trucks, guys who are leaving company driving positions to buy their trucks. Whether this market right now forced their hand, but in their eyes, what other alternative? This is still better than being a company driver working every other day, and even if you're working at all. So they see the opportunity to actually grow their business and get into that truck. So so it's not all just bad, man.
No, it's not. And out of, what's the old saying? Out of the ashes, the phoenix rise.
Yeah.
So the doers will do, and those that don't won't. My grandma used to always tell me, "Can't, never could." So, you know what I mean? As long as you have an I can't attitude, or you're looking for a handout, or you're looking for an excuse, I promise you guys, anybody in this world that's looking for an excuse to not do something, you will find one.
Well, here's the thing also, if you have to think about it, when stuff like this happens and there's so much negativity around you, your first reaction without even thinking about it is just say, screw it, I don't want to do this. It's your first initial reaction from inside. But it takes success to actually say, no, I'll get through this, I'll keep going. And that's what separates successful people from not successful people. That's what it is. It's that.
Well, and pride, I think, is a big deal. Because you bought your truck, you're now into that position, and now you're going to expect me to quote unquote work for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a hard pill to swallow. I don't think anybody ever on this podcast or any of the other ones that we watched and talked about today say they don't understand your pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the gentleman said, $875 a week truck payment. That's my own fault.
Yeah, on a lease to purchase. And then that's what happened. So, but hey, my hat's off because he owns it. He knows it. He got into that and he says it's
it's
my
the
own
situation that he's in, and he's got to do whatever he can to find success in that situation.
Yeah.
But you can learn from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the opportunity to come. If you stay focused, buddy, and you go after that goal despite what everybody's telling you, despite what the world's telling you, the situations around you, if you stay strong, you stick it out, you'll be in a position later on that you can make a decision that'd be different than the one that you're in right now, because you've learned through it. And but if you quit now and you give up and all that goes away, then you're just starting back over from scratch, and that's the hard part. So yeah, are you in a pickle right now? Absolutely, man.
But there you go. He just said 4 months and he owns it. So that's the thing. So even if it's 168,
stay strong, man. Stay strong.
What was it? 168?
Yeah, 163, whatever.
That's better than giving that truck back right now. You're 4 months away from now. You have the upper hand to port that truck to wherever you want. If it doesn't continue to work for you there, and you can make decisions at that point. But if you gave up right now, and I'm not saying you were or you are or anything like that, but if an individual is in a similar situation and he gives up at that moment, there's not many choices at that point. You're almost starting from scratch.
Yeah, and all that hard work and effort was in vain.
Yeah, so even if it's look at it like an investment. I mean, you're almost there. Don't quit it now, So
I'm willing to do whatever it takes without pay. You can't beat that. Well, no, you can't. And you're not going to see that type of attitude in most people. No. So and we can't expect that. So there are individuals out there. Those individuals go a whole lot further than those that don't have that same thing.
Yeah.
I find all the time in the world, especially in this industry too, I know you get a lot of phone calls where they want the reward of someone with that kind of attitude, but are not really willing to do what it takes to get that kind of reward. Hey, man, everything that we mentioned, when I mentioned that guy with a $2,600 settlement this week and saving $600 in fuel, he earned it. He worked. And he was probably frustrated as can be, and he probably felt like he was running for free at some point, and he got in his own head at some point, but he talked himself out of it. He stayed focused, and he never lost sight of what? The prize, man. He never lost sight of the goal.
Yeah, the goal, Home time comes at a cost. Hitting those big numbers comes at a cost, and most of us count the cost before we even go through the pain. Yeah. I'm not going to do this. I can't do that. But at the end of the day, if you just put your head down, grind, get through it, you can achieve those kind of numbers. And
actually, to be honest with you, I actually didn't even talk to that guy. Before that settlement came out, that guy was saying, man, this week I ran for so cheap, I'm not going to make money.
Yeah, he did. I heard the conversation, and the guy really was like, hey, man, listen, I don't think I can keep doing this. I'm not making any money, so I just happened to pull a settlement early, and I was like, well, you just beat yourself up, okay? Because, this is a good job, and we're proud of you. We're proud of all of our guys, every last one of them. So
proud of you, Ralph.
I didn't say we're proud of Ralph. I said all of our.
Said that.
I was referring to our drivers. Yeah. No one's really proud of Ralph. Not even his mother. I asked her.
Not really. Scott knows that.
Yeah. He also asked her last night.
Oh, okay.
Nah, just kidding. So you got to be strategic. You have to have a strategy. And let's talk a little bit about. Are you seeing, Ralph, on the dispatching side, any areas to avoid, any areas where freight, I know it's all going to be the lower end of freight, I get all that, but I'm talking about, are any areas maybe not having freight as much, just in your experience? Again, this is not the Bible or anything like that. This is just his experience.
The biggest, I don't know why, I don't know what's going on in those states, but state of North Carolina, state of Virginia, I've been having so much problem finding freight. I could be within a 150-mile deadhead in Virginia, and I could have 30 loads. And you know how many trucks there is within 150 miles, and the same thing with North Carolina, but I see a lot that it's always been this way, but especially in this market, when you stay around bigger cities, yes, you have bigger capacity of trucks around there, but you also have more loads to choose, and most of the time that's your best way to go, especially right now. I say it's better safe than sorry. Mm-hmm. And in this situation I feel like that because you have more options to to
Are
go
you
with.
more afraid of going to areas that you wouldn't normally go? Like we mentioned, I talked about Salt Lake City. I talked about Denver, Colorado, where on a normal basis, when freight is, running, $1.80 to $2.50 a mile, do I really want to go to Colorado? I'll probably go in for $3 a mile, but I'll be lucky to come out for $1. Are you finding that since it's kind of that way all over, is it okay to go to those places, or should we avoid those places?
I think I still go to those places because I see dispatchers in our team, the drivers in our team still go to those places. I think with that you just have to be very smart and careful. We know how we always talk about pre-booking freight.
Yeah.
And when you go to an area that it was bad to start with when the market was good, and now you better pre-book that truck.
Okay. So now I'm going to pull Christian in for a minute. I don't mean to not skipping over what you said, but I agree. I want to pull Christian in for a reason because even guys on our team right now, and KMD, thanks for that, brother. I really do hope that it pans out for you. Thanks for the kind words. And I hope everybody knows this is us. Like, we're nothing fancy. We're just... We're just standing like I'm just saying like this is like I hope like you would think that this is not a show, this is not a pretend. Anybody that's saw me here or Christian here, I can't say the same about Ralph. I feel like he's kind of fake. But I think anybody that gets you on the phone, Christian, and gets a chance to talk to you, they see that, hey, this is the same guy that's here on the podcast. It's the real deal. We'll show you these numbers. We'll talk to you about these numbers. We won't BS you. In orientation today, I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, hey, you do know what's going on out there. I want to make sure they're clear before we even talk about the first load. Hey, we don't let this define us as a company. This is not who we are. This is the market and the playground that we're in right now, and we're still going to play ball. Do you want to play ball with us? Then let's play ball. You know what I mean? And so they have a good understanding. They're not being lied to, misled in any way. And again, we're not promoting the company here, but I just want to promote the people that are here to say, when he says a comment like that, I just want to know it's real. We shouldn't be afraid to go anywhere. No risk, no gain. Yeah, you got to be willing to be flexible, take risks that you weren't willing to take in the past. But I would say this. Can you name some of the places that he fuels at? I can't right now because it doesn't print it on my sheet, but I can certainly pull every one of them up, Scott, and I can get that to you.
Yeah,
sure.
I'll get back to you, Scott.
Maybe we can try. I can't promise it, but maybe put it up with along with the rates. We can maybe have a little line there that shows. We
can do a separate video for it, just like maybe how to save on fuel. I don't know. Unfortunately, Scott, I would give it to you if I had it right now. It just on the sheets that I have, it doesn't say where he filled up. It just shows the savings. Mm-hmm. So I can tell you the cities, but I can't tell you where, which facility he used. But Christian, my question is because I have a lot of drivers here that are still questioning because they are getting freight every day and they are running every day with our team. And, they're constantly questioning, like, oh, why is it this? And is this really what it is? And because they haven't experienced it outside of it. They went from making this to this, and they're still doing damn good, in my opinion, but no one's able to really sink in. What are you hearing? Because I know what you're hearing constantly, because I even get a chance to sit in on some of those with you. What are you hearing guys saying about companies that could dwarf our company? And what are they experiencing, and why are they even calling you?
So don't confuse for bigger for better. That's not always the situation. I think when hard times hit, they probably unravel a lot quicker than other places. So I don't want to use names out there just because, but you got some big companies out there that they're sitting their guys. They're closing down terminals because, let's say they were on that dedicated lane that maybe now one of the legs of that round robin that they might do is dried up. So they don't have the ability to spot market and connect another leg to create another round robin. You have that. You got company drivers who are sitting, actually working one day out of the week, maybe two, and those guys are getting frustrated as well. Hey, you got guys that work for companies that work spot market as well, and they'll sit for a day or two. Like a guy told me, on a Thursday, he couldn't get a reload, sat for 2 days. It was going into the weekend, so he just deadheaded home. And again, I'll ask the question, is it that there was nothing available, or were you kicking back everything that was being offered to you? Because at some point, $1 a mile to get out of a certain area on a Thursday, you want to get out of there. You want those, you want to haul ass out of there. You don't want to get stuck over the weekend with that. So those are the things that are happening. No one's immune to what's going on out here. It's everywhere. Sometimes it hits bigger companies harder than it's hitting smaller companies. But But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's going on out there, man.
Yeah. So it is the fact. Well, I just brought this up, and I guess he said it's Scott's load. So you're gonna recognize this load, Scott. But I just like, dang, look at that. $1,600 for 980 miles, $1.63 a mile. Yeah, it's going to New Jersey, but
that's why he was saying, like, he's like, does Ralph know any other states besides New Jersey and PA? I mean, even back in the day, though, that was not a horrible. No, obviously, it wasn't going to New Jersey, but still,
good rate. That's a good rate. And how much was it heavy? Was it light?
I don't think it was too heavy either. I'm not sure. I think whatever I say, Scott might correct me. Scott will probably remember it.
It was like, didn't you tell me it was like 2,000 pounds? It was a load of feathered pillows. Right?
You gotta get me in trouble. I'm gonna get a call from Scott on the way back home. And he's like,
all we haul is like air and feathered pillows and things like that. I mean, it's.
I think Mike scared the crap out of him.
Yeah. She's gonna do a presentation.
We can do those when it's witness protection, like it's just a silhouette. And we alter the voice. Yeah.
You can save lots of money.
They won't know it's you, Emily.
My name's Emily, and you can save lots of money. So guys, the thing is like I said, a couple points as we kind of blabber on about different things, and we're not done yet, but make sure that you take part in any type of fuel savings that you can. Make sure that you pre-book, or if you work with a dispatch team, make sure they're pre-booking as far in advance as possible, because it's better to have a load in the pocket than try to be out there fighting 2 or 3 days out for this once this day of. So every load I get is 45,000 pounds. Okay. Well, we have a little thing on our podcast, Scott, that it'll turn green if you're telling the truth and red if you're lying, and your little body face there is pinkish. So I think it's BS. I think you're stretching the truth a little bit. So. Let's see here. Actually pulled 1,400 from Chicago to Pitts.
That's a really good rate
this week. So
Chicago to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Even back in the day,
you're gonna get them, man. You're gonna find them. We've got some little light loads out of Tampa going to Virginia.
I know, but so
like $1,000.
And when it comes to recruiting, though, that's the thing. I'm even getting the phone calls that guys are looking for just that. As if somebody has this like golden egg somewhere that we're sitting on, and just the golden lanes that are completely immune to what's going on in the rest of the world. So you'll have those guys too that they're just, I guess they hit a level of desperation and they're just looking for a solution to what's going on out there. But I'll tell you now, not one company has that silver bullet.
It's human nature to want to blame somebody, right? So if I'm working with somebody, even if I'm working here, and things start going south, I got to blame somebody. I got to blame heavy loads. I got to blame Ralph.
Heavy people.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a fat dispatcher, that's telling you something. He's making too much money off of you.
Right? So that's what Scott told me first time. He's like, I'm happy I saw a fat dispatcher that I got a fat one. You means you make money. So I was like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, he's got habits that he's got to support. But as a person, you want to blame something. So I'm at a company, and this happens. The COVID-19 happens. Not my company's fault, but it doesn't matter. In my mind, I got to blame somebody other than, it's got to be a reason. So if there's a reason why they suck, there must be a reason why you can do something different and you can be better. No, the only thing that we can do, or that we mentioned Jeff a few times on here because I listened to what he's got to say, and he's trying to do the same thing with his team, is he's keeping them moving. He's keeping them rolling, and he's trying to find them the best dang rates that he can find. And by doing that, that's the difference. There's no excuse. If we look for an excuse, I can find a million excuses to call up right now, turn the lights off, shut the doors, send the drivers home, and say, hey, we'll catch you when this crap's over with, right? But we're not. We never gave up. We never left the office. We never left this bunker. We've been in here for 30-something days quarantine right here in this tiny room together, the three of us.
Never.
Yeah. Special moments.
Wow.
So you got to think about it like that. I mean, there's, like Christian said, there's no golden nugget. There's no. We don't open this box and it's got all the answers to it. We get out there and we get it done. That's the only way to do it. Would have been nice if he told me.
I got him a load out of Lakeland to Savannah that was mentioned that it was.
This is like becoming personal now. Like, man, you guys want to have a side conversation? Like, you know his number, Scott. Just freaking call him and talk about
you gotta make him call into the show.
Yeah, you want to call into the show, Scott? He's extremely sensitive.
So he got paid to work out and he's mad at you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's like, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you, Scott.
I wish I had to unload 500 drums. Just saying.
You would be done in like 10.
10 drums or 10 minutes?
10 drums. 10 drums.
He put down 10 soda cans.
So Now, guys, we always appreciate the interaction. Scott's one of our usual regulars. He's the guy who's always at the bar, so he comes in and talks to us. We love Scott. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy, but he's also a guy who gets out there. Sonny says a little workout. Yeah, you need a little workout, Sonny. I talked to you the other day, and apparently you're not doing so well during this COVID-19. No. Quarantining is causing you to, look like me, or like Ralph. So
more like him.
Well, our goal is to look like Christian. So Christian, what do you think's going on? Have you seen?
I thought you were about to ask me about his workout. I was like,
oh, man. we kind of joke a little bit, but we got to stick with the business. Have you seen an increase in phone calls, a decrease in phone calls over the last couple of weeks? And what's the mentality of the people that you're talking to, so that maybe you can kind of share a little bit with somebody who is either not happy with what they've got going on, and like you said.
So there's definitely a higher volume of calls coming in. I don't know the percentage, maybe 60-40, who knows, but it's guys looking, maybe just testing the market, see if everybody else is actually going through this, trust but verify,
which is a good thing. I would say. I think that's a smart thing to do.
I mean, for me to sit here and say that none of our guys probably made a phone call to hey, I'm not gonna lie.
I hope they did. I hope they called like Landstar or something, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll talk to you in 30 days."
Yeah, so because you have that, so without testing the waters, I mean, I got some guys who, Landstar is taking 30 to 40 days to onboard an individual who can wait that long, and now you got guys who are looking to start their business, get their truck on the road, and get out there and earn and be in a better position that they're in. But again, the calls are, everybody's looking for the same thing, right? To improve their current situation. It just depends on where you are, because if you're going from a company driver to owner operator, you could definitely accomplish that. If you're that owner operator in a bad situation, just wishfully hoping that somebody is better than what is going on out there, just like better rates, that's it, and nothing else to it, just better rates. I don't think that necessarily can happen. You can put yourself in a better environment and next to a team that's going to help you make a better financial week, but not necessarily is it just the rates.
No.
Because everybody attacks the rates, right? So what about in these tough times, what about the sales guys, right? Can they reach out to their current companies or customers, and not necessarily is cutting the rate always an answer to saving operations? What about guys that do warehousing? Can they consolidate a little bit better? Can they offer different business plans to their customers before automatically cutting to the chase of, hey, cut the rate, that's where you can save the most money? So
no, because everybody's watching out for number one, right? And the brokers are looking out for number one, the customers are looking out for number one, and then who gets the short end of the stick?
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen some guys out there, talking like sales guys and saying, hey, they're reaching out to the customers, man. Don't necessarily just kill the carriers and stuff, because those are the guys and the drivers. They're the guys delivering the product.
Yeah. So if
they could discover a new vertical of business within there to help everybody save some money, hey man, if we just punch from every corner and fight from every angle. I just think that more can get accomplished.
Island Trucker says Landstar always takes a long time to onboard, 30 days plus. Yeah.
Really? Well, I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're just kind of going from some of the stuff that we've been told recently. We've had several people who, I'm not going to lie, you were our second choice. You know what I mean? Because they don't know. We're not the size of that company, so of course they don't know who the heck we are. But at the end of the day, I'm sure they're probably going to be a whole lot happier that they partnered with us, because the guys that's been coming on lately, like the last 5, 6, 7 guys, and this time I was really worried. I'm thinking to myself, look, I love the fact that guys are coming on, but I'm like, my gosh, do they understand?
The first experience.
Yeah, is this going to be a culture shock to them? And no, not really. They're hard workers. They're guys who didn't change companies just because they change companies every 5 minutes. They changed companies because out of necessity and out of a business decision, and they partnered up with us, and that's how we view it, as a partnership. And now they're rolling, and I'm proud to see what they're doing. They've stayed extremely positive in these tough times. And then the guys that we have currently, they've stayed positive. They stayed focused. A couple of them, again, look, we're not immune to it. I'm going home. I'm parking my truck. If it ain't $2 a mile, you can kiss it. Okay. You know what I say? Okay. There's no arguing with that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. Hold on a second. Look. Ooh, got one right here. There it is.
But that's the thing. From the inception,
smells like $2 a mile.
From the inception, we recruit through honesty. I mean, that's all we can do is be transparent and call it what it is. Even like the Landstar guy, same thing. He called us because they take way too long. Can I lie about that? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Am I going to capitalize on that? Absolutely, I am.
Yeah, right.
Because we have a product that we can onboard these guys in a much quicker manner and get them on the road. You know, if
24, 36 hours, they're out of here with the load, done, plate, everything. So,
so if we can help, we definitely will.
Yeah.
And you definitely get some good people.
Well, we got some advertising because Island Trucker said he saw us because of our. I'm sure it was one of our skirtings on our trailer, or one of our trailers have the stickers. So. Yeah, cool. So we do that, man. Like we're not Landstar, so we're not these other guys, and we don't have 30,000 subscribers
yet.
But you know, look, it's not about any of that to us. This is not about.
It would be nice.
Yeah, this is not about us trying to promote anything other than the community of transportation and with drivers. If we can get on here and make you guys laugh a little bit by joshing with each other and sharing some information, and let you know the guys are still making money. You know, if from that somebody calls and talks to you from it, great. You know, because hey, we have a lot of questions. You know, there's people. Our drivers watch this show. Okay, I get phone calls from drivers and say, "Hey, well, how do I make that kind of money?" And I tell them straight, "You want to make that kind of money? You're gonna have to do what they're doing." You know, and I've had some of them call, and I just looked at the settlements for somebody you were telling me, and somebody who's normally making $800-900 settlements is going to make a $1,500 something settlement. Is it a $2,000 settlement? No, but it's it's progress. It's a step in the right direction. So that's in this time they're doing that. So if they're able to do it now in this time, what are they going to do when I can get $2.25 a mile?
I think that's one of the important things. You have to if you have a business. You know, if you make good business decisions right now, you have to stick with those good business decisions when the market changes back to being better. I think if you
don't lose it, don't go back. Don't start slacking.
Keep yourself disciplined the way you are.
What was that word there? Discipline
now, and then you just keep that rolling. When the market changes, man, you'll be flying.
You almost sound Chinese there for a second. I got a little concerned. Are you a Wuhan spy?
I'm a Wuhan.
Hey, but that's human behavior, man. That's
what don't slack, man.
Don't become
if you're a beast right now, guys, this is to everybody. If you're a beast right now and you're doing it, you don't matter you're running for this company, the other company, any of these guys we mentioned on here. If you're that beast, man, stay that beast, because when this thing changes, you'll be a killer. You'll be the guy raking in the money, taking care of the family, putting aside money for the truck if there's an issue, and you'll be a successful business owner. And that's what you signed up for when you became an owner-operator. When you stop being a company driver, and if there's a company driver out there watching this and you're like, man, I want to be a part of that. Well, this is an opportunity. This is a chance that you could be a part of that. Now's a good time to look into that, even though the market is where it is. Not a lot of people are probably buying trucks right now. So
interest rates are down. Yeah. So,
hey, this might be your opportunity to step in. You're going to have to work hard. Yeah, harder than you do as a company driver. Absolutely. Are you going to be responsible for things you never were responsible for? Absolutely. Are there people that can help coach you and walk you through it? Absolutely. I don't like numbers that start with 1.
Interesting.
Okay. Right now you're alone. Wherever you are watching this. That means there's only one of you. And that starts with a 1, sir. I have nothing else to say. So appreciate the shout out. Y'all doing a great job. Great info. Hey, appreciate that a lot, man. And again, that's how it is. We're just 3 idiots sometimes. There's a 4th one that's not here right now. I'm not calling him an idiot. He's not. But we just like to have fun. We like to share this information, and if it encourages you, if it pisses you off, if it makes you want to click off the channel, that's great. Just do one thing for me, if you will. Just subscribe. If you're watching this, and you don't have to watch all the videos, just subscribe.
And click that bell button.
Yeah, well, you can click the bell button too. That's wonderful. I like that. Share this video. But, if I can get to a certain amount, I can bring you some cooler videos in other locations other than this sweatshop right here. So,
it's hot.
Yes, it is hot. It's hot here with all these lights on. I like to be outside a little bit and do some live videos out there, which we can if we can get to 1,000 subs. So anything you guys can do to help us to get to 1,000 subs, that would be great. And we don't like numbers that start with the number 1 either, guys. So
the 1,000 starts with a 1.
1,000. Who cares about 1,000? I'm not interested in 1,000. I need to make 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 to be successful. I don't know what you're talking about, Ralph.
I thought it was the subscribers. That's all I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, 1,000 subscribers. Nice. But I'm not settling there. So, Christian, you got anything? What is y'all's company's name? So, My man right here, you can get with him. His name is Christian. His phone number is 813-616-6322. 813-616-6322.
And the name of the company is Voyager Nation,
which we don't promote. He wasn't supposed to say that.
Oh,
sorry. Now Christian's no longer with the company. You'll need to call.
We're sponsored. We are sponsored by Voyager Nation.
No, we don't like to talk too much about the company. We talk about what we do at the company. We talk about what our drivers do at the company to promote them. But we have a Facebook for Voyager. Check the Facebook out. It's going to have all the information on there. It's going to have other videos on here that's not on here. We also have a Facebook channel for the Super Trucker Podcast. So make sure you like that group there, and you'll get content constantly on there. And then again, like, share, and subscribe here on the YouTube channel. Also, we try to come to you every Thursday with videos in between. Could be the original Super Trucker, the OG, and his on his ride here talking to you. Could be Christian in his office or outside, or myself pointing things out. So we're always dropping content. We're always down for suggestions, questions, or anything like that. He just got fired.
Don't forget, subscribe, guys.
Yeah, live channel. You just got. I got to pull a Trump on me. Vince McMahon. You're fired. So, all right. No, Christian's not fired. All right. If you guys don't have anything else, we appreciate you guys tuning into the Super Trucker Podcast. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, the rates, if you're watching this afterwards, the rates are in the live chat only, so make sure you subscribe into that.
I appreciate it.
Just share you out on my platform. Hey, brother, we appreciate it, man. Sir. Much love to all you guys. We just try to stay humble and, just have fun. So thanks again.
And if we hit 1,000 subscribers, Ralph's going to wash your truck. Number 1,000, right? By hand.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't like that.
Without a shirt. Because it's
now, why are we punishing people?
It's supposed to make them do it, not make them unsubscribe.
That's not your body probably looks like a used loofah. You know what I mean? Like, all right.
Well.
All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning into the Super Truck Podcast. Be good, stay safe as always, and take care, man.
All right.